Okay, guys, welcome. My name is Armando de Guzman, and if you're tuning in, it's because no doubt you've seen all the activity, or you've heard of all the activity, or all the stuff going on Facebook and Instagram, all the buzz around it. And we're really excited to share this information with you guys because it's really helping my team and some of the people in other cross lines really leverage the power of social media and really unlock the power of three. So we're kind of really we're really approaching some amazing times right now with this opportunity in this company. Timing is everything. We're talking about this company is just poised for momentum right now. And if you really think about the last 12 years of where this company has been, there's typically four phases that network marketing companies will go through. And those are formulation, concentration, momentum, and then stability. And so the timing couldn't be better right now. As I mentioned, over the last 12 years, this company has gone through those four phases. And the ideal time when you want to get involved in the network marketing company is in the concentration phase, because the formulation phase is when everything is being pioneered, things are being tested out. And so the concentration phase is when you now have these income stories, these testimonials, the plan has been proven out, you have all these tools. And so if you think about Zango over the last 12 years, 75% of the $1 Million Club earners got involved in the first 2 years. And so when you look at the Zalo opportunity and you consider when these four cycles are going to repeat again, this four stages, this S curve is about to kick off again. Zalo was launched in October 2013. In my opinion, we're coming out of the formulation phase and we're approaching what is concentration. And so when you talk about timing, the timing couldn't be better. And if you think about all the things that are coming out with the company as far as the power of three, the sampling, social media is on the rise. And I can't help but just feel like all the stars are aligning and it's creating the perfect storm of opportunity for us to really be able to leverage everything that's available. And, I just came back from Salt Lake City today, and there's some amazing announcements that will be made in the next 30 or releases in the next 30 to 60 days of tools that are just that further reinforce what's happening with this company. And so if you're watching this right now, no doubt like I said, you've seen all the buzz on social media and you're kind of wondering how's everybody approaching it? What's the strategy? So what I'm going to share with you guys is what we're using on our team to leverage Instagram and social media. Now, this isn't something that we created. It's really a combination of multiple teams, a lot of different cross lines coming together and saying, this is how we're doing it, and us sharing information with one another. So I really want to give a shout out to Kenny Cool, Zach Babcock, and Team No Sleep out there in St. Louis, because they've really also been pioneering this. And we've really been taking the ball and just running with it. And we've really been supporting each other on our efforts. So with that said, let's get into the presentation here and talk about how we're doing this. Okay. So just kind of to give you guys an understanding of what we're really dealing with here as far as social media. We're living through some chaotic times, but at the same time, they're amazingly potent in that technology is rapidly evolving. But as technology rapidly evolves, the job market and the economy has a tough time keeping up with it. And sometimes unemployment will suffer as a result. I mean, if you look at, for example, Blockbuster, 5 years ago was on every corner. And then with the advent of an evolution of mobile devices and the way that we access movies, overnight, those were pretty much out of business. And so I love this quote from Gary Vaynerchuk. He says, and if you haven't heard of Gary Vaynerchuk, he wrote a book called Jab, Jab, Right Hook. Jab, 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 Right Hook. And it's really powerful about social media. And he says it took 38 years before 50 million people gained access to radios. And it took television 13 years to earn an audience that size. 13 years. And it took Instagram a year and a half. So what's happening is we're really compressing the speed of business and the time that the evolution of how quickly this technology is able to evolve in the audience. We're compressing into short windows. So it's really powerful. When you're looking at social media in general, social media is on the rise. I don't think that's, everybody knows that it's around, you have to be kind of living in a cave or a hermit to not be exposed to social media. But if you look at these graphs and these statistics here, it really gives you an idea of the penetration of social media throughout society. I mean, 46% of people over 65 are on social media now. So even the baby boomers are starting to get wind of it and are starting to adopt the different platforms of social media. And there's just a number of them out there. In fact, I have trouble keeping up with so many of them. So don't feel overwhelmed if you feel like, oh my God, I just don't understand what Pinterest is or Twitter or all these different ones. For this specific training, we're going to focus on Instagram and Facebook. But look at on the higher end there, you have 90% of the millennials are on social media. So this is the way that millennials communicate. And it's on the rise. And, just like everything else, just like email, just like the internet, it's going to become more and more widespread. And so we just kind of have to be open to the different forms of communication, different platforms out there, and just bite the bullet and not be afraid to learn new things. That's ultimately what it boils down to. One thing that I do want to say about social media is that, this quote here says, be purposeful in what you do. Think about the why of every action you take, every piece of communication you share, and every interaction or new relationship you forge. I'm very purposeful in my posts, in the things that I share on social media. You really want to kind of create your own brand, your own image of the type of person that you are. That's who you want to represent yourself when you're on social media, because what you post on there is the way that people will perceive you. And I always tell people, leave your dirty laundry at home. You don't want to be that type of person who's posting negative things on there. And I think that most people kind of are aware of this, but there is an etiquette, that you want to kind of abide by, because if you're trying to use social media to build your business, you really want to establish, a brand, your own personal brand. And your own personal brand is really whatever you post on whatever your platform is that you're using. Whatever that post is, that's how people are going to recognize you, and that's your personal brand. So just be aware of that. Instagram is what we're going to focus on right now as far as the social platform. And for those of you who are not familiar with Instagram, it's really just a mobile application. It's really intended for mobile use. It's not intended for use on the computer, and it's optimized for your cell phone. And you can get it both on the Apple Store or on Google Play. But really what it is an app where you can capture photos. Either you take photos directly from your phone, or you can upload photos that are currently on your phone onto your timeline and share them with people. You can put a caption on there. And so they say that a picture is worth a million words, and it's definitely applies with Instagram here. A few eye-opening statistics that really kind of drive home the point and the importance of where Instagram is about to head and really unlocking the full potential, and why we should be really, focusing on sharpening some of our skills with this platform are, we'll just kind of read off some of them. Instagram counts 300 million monthly active users right now. That's pretty huge. I mean, if you look at the size of a country, if Instagram was a country, it would be Mexico. I think that's the population in Mexico. Instagram executives think that the network will hit 1 billion monthly active users. I mean, that's already like a fraction of the world's population. That's huge. And this is a good one. This is one that I use all the time. Engagement on Instagram is 15 times greater than Facebook. Now, what exactly does that mean? Facebook, people that you are friends with and you associate with on Facebook are usually friends or friends of friends or acquaintances, or people that you know who they are. But if a complete stranger approaches you on Facebook, it's a little bit weird. But on Instagram, the engagement is 15 times greater than on Facebook, meaning that we're open to being contacted by strangers on Instagram, and we don't think twice about it. So it's definitely something to consider. And 53% of internet users, of internet using adults ages 18 to 29 are on Instagram. That means that 53% of the millennials that are using the internet are on Instagram. So that's huge. 49% of all Instagram users use the app each day. 94% of Instagram users are on Facebook. In fact, Facebook acquired Instagram about a year or two ago, I think. And here's a really important one, especially for our business, is that Nike is the most popular brand on Instagram. So what does that tell you already? Right away, that tells you that the majority of the people that are on Instagram are geared towards or are health conscious or are fitness related. So that's super important when you're considering the Zalo 3D pack and the Zalo Pro line as far as what we're doing with them and and the type of people that we're approaching. So those statistics are pretty eye-opening. Now, the intent of this webinar is not going to be to give you the step-by-step, how to use Instagram. You guys can get together with your uplines or whoever you're working with, and it's actually a pretty simple app. It's even simpler than Facebook. Like I said, it's designed for mobile use. So there's only really like 4 buttons that you can really play with. Actually, it's 5 buttons that you can play with, and you can see them there at the bottom of the screen there. You have the home button, which is where all the photos come out of all the people that you're following. You have the search, where you can search for users or search for certain hashtags. You have the photo icon in the center, and that's pretty much to just post a photo. And then you have your notification icon, which tells you people that are liking or commenting on your photos. And then you have the profile button, which shares your profile page with people. Now, I want to share the strategy that I'm promoting with my team, and there might be other people that have different strategies, but this seems to be working pretty well for us. And I currently have 2 Instagram accounts. I set one Instagram account that's completely dedicated to Zalo and Zango. And then I have my personal account, which kind of promotes my lifestyle, things that I'm interested in. It kind of helps promote my brand, which includes Zango occasionally with some of the posts. And let me tell you the idea and the strategy behind this, why I find that this is working for us and our team, is that when we walk through the steps that I go through in order to, find prospects, you'll understand why it helps us to have a completely dedicated account that's completely dedicated to your business. But this account, this is my homepage, my profile page. As you can tell, I have my profile pic, which is the Limitless. And then you can put your little bio in there. It's always really important to put a bio, which is what your profile is about. And so I have Zalo Life is for Living, start living the Zalo life. In fact, I updated the bio here, and it says all natural plant-based fitness supplements. Request your free samples today. And then I have a link to my website. Now, the types of posts that I have on my profile page, they are really positive, but they're also all strictly company related, and they're high quality images. I can't really stress enough how important it is for you guys to post high quality images when you are on your profile page there, because it's almost like a resume. It's like the first impression that somebody gets. If it's an impacting image and it's something that pops, they'll be prompted to click on one of the images if they're attracted to it. So I will take photos, from the Zango profile page, and I'll post them myself and write a little blurb about them. And you want to make sure that your profile is populated with maybe at least 20 photos initially. And the reason for that is that when you go out and you look for contacts or for prospects on your Instagram, when they go to your profile, you want to have enough pictures on there to convey what you're trying to do, or what your profile is about, or what this company is about, or what these products are about. So here, if you scroll down through my profile, here's just more of the pictures that I have on there. And so what I post is maybe 3 parts, the company, the product, and the lifestyle, and then 1 part motivational, positivity, because that seems to be something that people are really drawn to on Instagram, is these photos that are kind of motivational. And so that portrays to people that are going to your profile what you're about. And so if you look at here, I have one here, a motivational photo that says, "Commitment is doing the thing you said you were going to do long after the mood you said it in has left you." And as you can notice down there, I have added this photo with hashtags. And some people kind of, for those of you guys who really don't understand what a hashtag is, it's the pound sign on your telephone. And here's the definition of a hashtag that I found online. It says, a word or phrase preceded by a hash or pound sign and is used to identify messages on a specific topic. So what purpose does it serve? So let's go back to that photo. So when I post a photo on Instagram and I use the hashtag commitment, what's happening on there is if I go onto the search field on that little magnifying glass and I type in hashtag commitment and I search for hashtag commitment, hashtags that are tagged or photos that are tagged commitment, what's going to happen is I'm going to find all of the photos of people posting that have included that hashtag on their photo. And so what it allows me to do by posting this photo on my timeline and posting that hashtag, it allows my photo to be accessible and to be, shown to everybody out in the world who searches for that hashtag commitment. If I was to click on that hashtag, it would also do the same thing. And so it's kind of like linking your photo to that hashtag. And so these hashtags are like really key, and it's really we should really learn how to strategically use them to, number one, search for prospects, but also as you're posting photos, so that your photos are accessible to lots of people through the hashtags that we're using. And there's a number of hashtags. There's hashtags that trend. There's some hashtags that are more popular than others. And if you go to the search button at the bottom and you type in hashtag fitness as an example, you'll see that there are 65 million posts or 65 million photos that have been tagged with fitness. And actually, it's a lot larger than that. I mean, this presentation, I did it about a month ago. And I think right now there's currently up to 75 million fitness posts on Instagram. And so if I was to actually click on that fitness search, then it would show me all the most recent photos that are tagged fitness. And there is just a ton of other hashtags you could even use. I mean, if you look at the screen here, you can see that there's fitness addict, fitness model, fitness journey, just to mention a few. And these are all posts in the millions. You can do all natural. You can do gym life. You can do fitness, plant-based fitness. There's just a ton of them. So there's plenty of fish out there in the sea. And so I'm just, numbers, it's just a numbers game when you're talking about people on Instagram, and they're all really just geared. It's just primed for fitness. So here's what I'm about to show you guys is how you can go out there and search for people using these hashtags. So a lot of people think that you need to have a lot of followers on your account in order to make it work. You don't need a single follower on your account to make this work, because the idea is not to gain followers. The idea is to look for people that are passionate about health and fitness. And so what I'm going to show you here is I'm going to take you through just a run through of a scenario that I had with somebody as I was finding them, and how I used Instagram to connect with them and ultimately, try to bring them into the business. And so I'll show you the engagement step by step. And so what this is ultimately, these are screenshots of my cell phone. So what I do on a daily basis is I'll go in here and I'll decide what hashtag I'm going to use, and I'll go hashtag fitness. And so when I click on hashtag fitness, there's just, a ton of pictures that show up. These are, the most recent posts of people throughout the world who have posted photos to Instagram and have used that hashtag fitness. And so what I'll do on a daily basis is we will just, go on these hashtags, do a search, and then just go through these photos and identify people that you think would be ideal candidates to bring into your business. And so let me just backtrack and give you a little background. We've probably been doing this for about 2 months, and we're having great success connecting with people. But as everything is a learning process. And I love network marketing because it's an accelerator. And what I mean by that is trial and error, and you get better and better and you tweak things. So some of the scripts that we're using here that I have in this presentation, we've started to change them so that they're more business oriented, so that we can connect right away with people that are open to the business. So what I'm going to take you through is an example of how we do that. And so what I was doing on this scenario, on this example, is I was going through the fitness hashtag, and I identified one of the pictures on here of a person that I thought might be a good person for me to connect with. And it was this photo that I found. And so then I clicked on it and I looked at, what was this person trying to do? And I thought, okay, this looks like somebody that might be into fitness, that they might like the products. They might really love the products. the next thing I did is I clicked on the person's profile name to go to their profile page. And the first thing that I do is I click on the profile page, and then I take a look at, what are some of the posts that this person has made, and what does their bio say? So immediately I can start to see what kind of person is this? Are they positive? Are they, what type of person is this? Is this the type of person that I would want to do business with? Is this the type of person that I want on my team? If I click on the third icon there on the top there, which is like the little pin, I can also see where this person is located if they've activated their map as they're posting photos. And so what happens there, it'll show you a map of where the majority of the photos are that this person has posted. And that's another one of the things that I go through before I communicate with this person and ask them if they want to try our product. The importance of that is, obviously, you don't want to be connecting with people that are in countries that we're not open in. Personally, I like to just stick to the US because it's easier, it's a wide open market. The time zones are the same, and I'm going to save shipping costs on trying to send samples out to people internationally. So with this particular person, I saw that they were in the military. I saw that they're definitely into health and fitness. And the other thing that I also I'll scroll through their photos, and I'll also make sure that they're not promoting something else. Because there's a lot of other people that are in other network marketing companies on Instagram. And I just want to make sure that they're not already in something else, because I don't want to get into that battle where I'm trying to convince them that our company is better than theirs or whatnot. So I really want somebody that's just a clean slate, somebody that's not involved in anything else. And that's one of the qualifying things that I'll look for. And so if it's somebody that I decide that I want to connect with, what I'll do is I'll go back to the original photo that I liked. I'll like it, and then I'll insert a script that we have. And this particular script that we were using was, there's you want to insert something personalized in the beginning. You always want to personalize each photo each time that you comment on somebody's photo, because if you're using the same script over and over and over again, Instagram has algorithms that will detect that, and they will flag your account, and they'll ban your activity. They'll block your account for a short period of time from doing certain things because they think you're a bot. That's an automated bot, an automated robot just going through the different things, and they're trying to stop that spammy behavior. So you always want to, I always recommend actually tagging the person, and the way that you tag them is you do the @ and then their name, and then it will highlight their link, their profile name, and then you can insert a compliment. I definitely encourage you guys to personalize and insert a compliment. So in my case, I was like, right on, 90-degree angles with those legs, boom, so I said, love this. And then the script that we initially started off with is, have you heard of Limitless? Yeah, we recently launched an all-natural plant-based line of pro fitness supplements. Would love to send you some free samples for you to evaluate. The only thing we ask is that you give us a shout out on social media if you like them. So that's our script. And we get a great result with that because we've got some people that have said that you had us with free, because if it's free, it's for me. And so everybody loves a free gift, right? And so, probably 50 to 75% of the people that you will use this script with will respond and they'll want to try it. And so your response goes up based on how well your profile is set up. Also, let me caveat that, because when you comment on somebody's picture like this, the first thing they're going to do is click on your profile, and they're going to see, who is this person that's messaging me? And so here's why I use a separate account versus my personal one. Because if I have my personal account, I don't just post things about Zango. I post things about my personal life and motivational stuff because I'm trying to brand who I am. And so if they don't, when they go to my profile, and they're going to spend maybe 2 to 3 seconds really quickly going through the photos, one scroll, and seeing what I'm about, what my profile page is about. And if I'm commenting using my personal profile and there's not a lot of videos or a lot of photos or a lot of stuff on that profile page that convey or that pop about what this company is about, they're not going to respond to my comment. On the other hand, if they click on my Zalo Life link account profile page, they're going to see all the photos, and they're high quality images. They're high color. some really fun images on there, and they're gonna decide within a couple of seconds whether or not they want to respond and say, I want to try it or not. And so I'm really strategic about the things that I post on my profile page and my Zalo Life page to make sure that it conveys what I want to for the people that are going on there. And it's something that they can make a decision within just a matter of seconds as to whether or not they want to find out more information or want to get some free samples. So what happens then is this person says, I would love to try something new. Shoot me an email. And actually what happened is what I do is, regardless of whether they give me their email address, I send them a direct message through the Instagram app, even though it's very, it's not very user friendly, so to speak. I mean, because you can't send links and you can't, it's hard to track. But the reason why I use the Instagram app is because people check their Instagram more than they check their email. People check their Facebook more than they check their email. In fact, we've developed into a society where I've started to see some things out there where people have a social media addiction. And it's like when you're checking your social media, it's firing the same synapses in your brain as when you're like smoking or you're addicted to certain substances. And so, right, wrong, or indifferent, the bottom line is that if you're communicating with people through a medium that they're already used to checking multiple times a day, the chances of them seeing your information or seeing the stuff that you share with them is greater. So that's why I use direct message. In this scenario, this prospect couldn't wait to communicate with me, and she actually sent me a direct message. And so she sent me her address on here. And one of the things that, our team tries to do right away is that you want to, as soon as you get an address or as soon as you get engagement with somebody, you want to funnel them into Facebook. And I'll tell you why that's important right now. So as you can see, I commented right now. I let her know when her samples were on the way. And actually what we've been able to do is we've been able to compress the time with some of these scripts that we're using. Is as soon as they give us their address, we ask them to add us on Facebook. And so one of the approaches that I use to do this is either I ask them for their Facebook link, but I want to make things as easy as possible for them. A lot of people might not know it. I want to make things as easy as possible for them to add me or for me to add them on Facebook. And so here's where the other strategy comes in, is having my personal Instagram account. The thing with direct messages, you can't put links, but you can tag other Instagram users. So in this direct message, I tagged myself and I told her, add me on Facebook. You can find my Facebook link on my personal Instagram account. And I tag myself at Mondo Nacho. Now, this is important because up until this moment right now, I'm a faceless person. All she knows is I might be the Zango official company, the Zango official Instagram for the company, or she doesn't know who I am. She hasn't seen any pictures of me. But the whole point of this is to slowly start building rapport with people. And so this is a two-edged sword here, because now I can have her check out my personal profile on Instagram, and she can click from there. She can click the link, go to my personal Instagram account, click on my Facebook link on my bio, and then open up Facebook on her web browser and click the add button. That's 3 clicks to add me on Facebook. And so it's boom, boom, boom. And this works really well. Now, as you can see, my personal my personal Instagram account, it's, it's well balanced. It's got, I always say I do 2 parts motivation, 1 part Zango, and 1 part lifestyle, because that's the brand that I'm trying to portray. And so you can see I have a little tagline of what I want people to think about me as Zentrepreneur, mind, body, growth, and lifestyle. And then also have a picture of myself on there with my wife, because it's important if you're trying to connect with people, both male and female. You want them to know that you're married. Sometimes people are weird like that on Instagram. So I like to just put it out there so that they know exactly what the intent is here. So the importance of getting them on Facebook that's key, because we've been using Instagram for a while now, trying to connect with people. But this next portion really helps us leverage the power of social media. And that's kind of why I call this the power of social media and not just focusing on Instagram, because ultimately what you do is you funnel them into Facebook. And so I tell people that Instagram is the cocktail hour. Instagram is the bar scene. Instagram is where everybody is open to being communicated to by strangers. It's kind of like when you're out there in the bar, you don't mind meeting strangers, and people will approach you and you don't mind. The thing is, what you want to do then is, once you meet people on Instagram, is you want to funnel them into Facebook, because Facebook is the main event. It's kind of like that first date. It's that coffee, let's go grab coffee or whatnot, if you want to use the dating analogy. And so I think it fits perfectly. And the reason is because on Facebook, you're able to do more. You're able to get more engagement with them on a personal level. You can like their stuff. You can see their timeline. You can really see who they are, see what their care abouts are, see their friends, and post on their timeline as well. So that is huge. Share links, share information, follow up, all that kind of stuff on Facebook. Now, once we get the person added on Facebook and we have their address and samples are on their way, what we do is we grab one of their photos. I create a collage with one of the photos of the 3 products. Something, I like to keep it simple so that it's an eyesore, so that people are really drawn to, okay, this is the person that I know, and these products look really interesting, and they pop. It's all about colors and imagery on social media, because photos that catch your eye have more engagement. Those things are proven. So what I do is I'll post a photo to my own timeline, this photo. And what I'll do is I'll tag the person in the comment, and you tag the person on the photo, and you do it in those 2 places because you want them to, you want the analytics to be shown to their friends, either on their timeline or on their photos, because that's going to be shown to my prospects' friends more if I tag them in those 2 places, because some people have different security settings. And so that's what I did. But another important thing, in addition to tagging the person, the prospect, and tagging them in the photo, but also tagging them in the comments, is that we're also tagging multiple team members, multiple team members who we know are using the strategy, and who we know will input positive comments on this person's profile or on this person's photo. And the importance of this is, you guys got to listen to this carefully. The importance of this is this. I was not aware of this, but when you post photos to your timeline, Facebook does not show them to all of your friends. It doesn't post it on all of their news feeds. It only releases it to a small percentage, about 5%. I'm making that up, but it could be 10 or 15. Regardless, it doesn't show it to everybody. And based on how many people like your photo initially, or comment or share it, Facebook will then open it up to more of your friends, the greater the engagement. That's the way that they keep things interesting and the content good on their platforms. And so what we're doing is we're synthetically creating more engagement when we tag all of our team members and they start to input positive remarks. What happens is it's twofold. Number one, it increases the engagement of my own contacts, my own friends on my own profile that see the photo. So it increases those views. Also, it increases the views on the prospect's friends that see the photo. So it's coming in from both angles. So it's insanely important to do that, because otherwise, if you just post a photo of your timeline, you don't tag anybody, you don't get engagement, nobody's seeing it. So that's super important. Now, what happens then is when you tag everybody, people start commenting positive remarks. Your whole team starts saying, awesome, love it, and it's positive reinforcement. It's almost like you're getting that third-party testimonial, on the spot, and you're getting it from multiple people. And so what ends up happening is the prospect gets really excited, enthusiastic about the samples that are on their way. And then what we do is I always tell them to make sure to tag more of their friends. And in this instance, this person, Diana, she was excited about it, and she definitely was going to put out the word to her friends. And what she did was she tagged about 12 of her own friends on the photo. And so now you're getting a referral from that initial contact. And what happened was one of her friends also commented on the image saying, I want to try some. And this happened for about like 3 other people. So out of one prospect, I was able to get three other leads out of that. And the more important thing though, I think we had some, I'm sorry guys, I think we had some problems there. Let me start sharing the screen again here. There we go. Hold on guys, sorry, little technical difficulties here. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Okay, so once I was able to get a lot of her personal referrals and get them engaged, then I was able to reach out to Diana and tell her, you know, thank you for tagging your friends, really excited, you know, to get the free product and everything, free samples. But also I started letting her know about the Nothing Beats Free program and that she could get free product through referrals. So she got really excited about that. And I told her that, you know, she's already referring people to the business. And I said, by the way, you know, do you keep your income options open? We're always looking for, you know, passionate, you know, self-starters like yourself. And then she basically responded, who isn't open to making more money, right? So it starts getting people really excited about this. And, you know, when she got her product, finally, she posted a really awesome testimonial on Instagram that then got more people excited about the product. And I was able to leverage that. But when I saw that she had a positive remark experience with the product, then I, you know, reached out to her again and I let her know that we were hosting an opportunity call and I'd love to get her on it. And she said that that would be great to get on. Now, you know, this is one example. This is one example of many that are happening amongst the group. And like I said, you know, we're accelerating. We're learning on how to compress the time from, you know, being able to get somebody exposed to the business opportunity even before they get their samples. And we're learning that we, you know, want to engage with people actually who are only interested in the business, because why are we going to just send samples out and spend money on sending out samples if we're just going to be getting customers? So these are things that we're learning in the process. So it's an evolution. But again, the fortune is in the follow-up. You'll always hear that. They say that the fortune is in the follow-up, and that's totally true, guys. So one of the things that we really use, and I would encourage everybody to you know, either get with me or create your own, but we have these activity trackers, and the company is coming out with these tools that are really amazing that are going to fit perfectly with this strategy. But these activity trackers we use to kind of let us know where we are in the process and who we need to follow up on. Follow-up is insanely important, guys. For some reason, it's not sharing here. Hold on. Let's see. One of the things that I do want to emphasize is that we're, even for new people that are signing up, we're kind of flipping the script on this. We are telling people before they even approach their warm market to actually go on Instagram and set up their accounts and start using Instagram prior to even approaching their warm market. And the reason why we're doing that is this is pretty interesting here, is that we've all had an experience where we sign somebody up and they're super excited and they approach their warm market and their skills aren't the best of their invitation skills aren't the best. And so what ends up happening is they might get a negative response or a negative experience with their warm market. And what ends up happening with those people, those new people that sign up, is they get demotivated. And it's you know, that's the last thing you want anybody to experience, is to be demotivated. You want to guard their flame when they're first starting. And so what we're encouraging with our new people is actually to use this Instagram strategy. And as they're posting on their profile pages on Facebook with these samples being sent out, what's happening is, because of all the engagement of all the team members, you know, inputting positive remarks and raising the engagement of their posts, what's happening is that the new person's warm market is seeing the activity, and they're getting curious about what these products are. In addition to that, we're able to post links and photos and all kinds of information on that actual post. So what's happening is that I've gone into situations where warm market has reached out to me and says, I'm seeing all the activity on your Facebook of these products. I want some free samples. Send me some. And then I send them the video and they tell me, oh, I already saw it on the post. So that's really powerful, guys. What's happening is that new people that are signing up is they're getting approached by their warm market. So it becomes an attraction marketing. And so even if they're still rough on the whole Instagram stuff and how to follow up with people in that process, they're able to get enough curiosity through the engagement that they have on their own profile pages on Facebook to start attracting their own warm market and turning those into leads. And what happens is they're able to sign up customers and distributors really quickly and put some points on the board within their first couple weeks. And that really, really gets the excitement up and ramps up the momentum, and it gets them really excited on working on this. And that's really what we want to do. So let me see if I can start sharing again here. I was having some issues. So, one of the things that I'm trying to show you guys here is the activity tracker. We use Google Sheets, which it's pretty much just a spreadsheet, but it also has a little formula in there that you put in. As soon as I get the prospect that tells me they want a sample, I put their name in the activity tracker. Then once they give me their address, I put a date under the samples requested. And then after I send them out, the clock starts ticking, and then I keep track of the days that go by since my last contact, because ultimately you want to follow up with people. That's where the fortune is. Fortune is in the follow-up. We've heard it multiple times, and that's, this is no, just because we're using a different strategy and social media, there's no difference between this and belly to belly or warm market. It's still, you still have to work, it's still network marketing. So remember that the fortune is in the follow-up. But important, this is a system. Systems versus goals, right? I mean, a goal is, I want to hit 5K, I want to hit 20K, but you got to have a daily mode of operation. Systems are what help you accomplish goals. And I'll give you an example of that is, if you want to lose weight, if you want to lose 10 pounds, that's a goal. But how are you going to get there? That's the system. You're going to go to the gym 3 times, 4 times, 5 times a week. Are you going to eat better? Are you going to count your calories? Those are the systems, the daily activity that will help you achieve your goals. So systems always trump goals, even though goals are important. So the minimum daily contact that you guys always hear about, from the top leaders, that they say, if you're doing it full time, you want to do 10 contacts a day, or if you're doing it part time, you want to do 3 to 5 contacts a day, people that you expose to this products or opportunity. We're finding that this is easy through social media and through Instagram. But the challenge then becomes in being able to identify who are the people that are really interested in the opportunity. But what I like about it is that, you really can hit those minimum daily contact numbers using this strategy. It's really easy, and it's really designed to be worked from anywhere, quite honestly, because it used to be home-based business, but really now, because of social media and because of mobile technology, it really is, virtually based business. It's wherever you want to work it. Honestly, I mean, I'm super busy all the time, and I can work this business wherever I have my mobile device here. Since you guys didn't see the photo here, I want to just show you. This is the activity tracker, if you're able to see it. This is what the Google Sheets activity tracker looks like. And as you can see there, it turns yellow as more days go by, and then it turns red as too many days go by, to remind me that those are people that I need to follow up on. Send a message, contact, like a photo, share a photo, text message, whatever that may be. So keep that in mind. Now, what's the system? People ask, how much time do you dedicate to this? Well, at the very minimum, you want to really do about an hour a day in order to hit your minimum daily contact numbers. And what does that consist of? That consists of 20 minutes of connecting, 20 minutes of sampling, and 20 minutes of following up with people that you've already sent samples to. That's your 160 minutes of daily activity. And you'll find that if you spend just 20 minutes just going in there, searching for photos and just inserting the script and commenting, and just plow through the 20 minutes and don't respond to anybody's that respond to your posts, you'll find that by the time you're done with those 20 minutes, you may have, 3, 4, 5 people already that have responded to you, depending on how quickly you can do that. And then you can go through the process that we just outlined and send out samples and follow up again. Now, some helpful tips here. You really want to qualify your prospects. As I told you, we've kind of been doing this for, about a couple months already. And we're finding that identifying people that are business oriented rather than just customer oriented really will help you, blow your business up. And you can do that through, once you've got engagement with them, just ask questions, build rapport with them, and find out, where they stand, if they're open to other opportunities to make income, or, what is it that they do. So first impressions really count. And that's why, you want to really portray a positive image on social media, but also when you send samples out, you really want to be professional. We have sample letters that we send out. You want to be timely in when you send the samples out so that they can get them right away. It's a positive experience that they have, because the longer it takes for you to send samples out, they'll start to cool down. You want to use the tools, don't try to be the presentation, just direct them to information, get them on a call, MB30 call, the 3-way calls or videos or brochures, websites. Use the tools, build rapport. Even though you're finding people through social media, eventually this is still a people business. You still got to connect with them. Eventually you got to go offline. And what I mean by that is connect with them face to face. That might be on a Skype or a FaceTime or a Google Hangout or whatnot, but that's where, that's how you build this business. So you got to build rapport. Overall, keep it simple. When you're prospecting people, this is as per Ray Heron. This is, $1 million club earner. Ray Heron, who's been in 4 network marketing companies, has been a top income earner in each of those companies, has an impeccable track record. And he says, ultimately, it just boils down to these 4 things. You want to connect with people. And there's a wealth of people, as we've demonstrated, 75 million people posting on fitness on Instagram. So you want to connect with them. You want to connect with people that are interested in health and fitness, or people that want, and people that want, more wealth. You're going to share samples with them, share samples information. You're going to follow up with them. And then you're going to, and this sampling and sharing information and following up might happen multiple times. It might take 3 to 4 times of sharing certain information back and forth, different exposures, we call them, as you're kicking the ball down the field, before they feel comfortable and educated enough to make a decision, right? Or to even get on the phone with one of your uplines, a 3-way call. And so that's the 4th step. If you can really do these 4 things and keep it simple, you demonstrate to the person that it's simple. We'll show you how this is affordable, through the automatic delivery program. And then it's rewarding. If you can demonstrate those 3 things to your prospect as you're going through this, your chances of them coming on board is going to be higher, because it's all about duplication. It's about simplicity. If people feel that they can do it, they'll get involved. If they have a positive experience with the product and they feel it's something that they can do, they will join you. Okay? The power of 3 really comes at a very timely moment, I feel, right now. This couldn't be more perfect, like I told you guys. The process, or the program, is 3 a day, give 3 away. What does that mean? If you get on the Zalo 3D pack, which I highly, highly, highly recommend if you're serious about this business. Because why? Because it gives you enough samples to be able to sample out using social media. So these packs come with 60 limitless, 60 ignite, and 60 reload, and 30 brochures. So what it's designed to do, it's designed for you to take, 3 a day, the Zalo, the ignite, the limitless, and the reload, each day for 30 days for your own self. So you can be a product of the product, and you can love, become that passionate walking testimonial. And it allows you to sample out 30 people, 30 samples within a month. So using Instagram, it's 30 samples. You could go through those in a week quite easily. But, if you're taking your time and you're identifying who are the proper candidates, this is definitely the pack you want to get on. And the company, it blows my mind. They're almost subsidizing the cost here. It's almost like they're doing it on purpose so that helping people that want to build a business so that they can, get the product at the right price point so it can be economical for us. So if you're building and you're sampling, you definitely want to be on this pack. Now, what is the significance of the Power of 3? Okay, I just want to show this to you guys so you have an understanding of what this means. Power of 3 is you want to get 3 people in your first 30 days. If you sample out 30 packets within your first 30 days, you want to get 3 people from those. And if you can focus on getting 3 distributors out of that in your first 30 days, you'll have 3 people in your first month. And if they're each on 100 ADP, that's a group volume of 300. And on average, Zango pays out 5% of your reorders. So that would be a commission of $15. Now, there's duplication that starts to work because you're going to teach those 3 people to do the same, and those 3 people do the same, and those 3 people do the same. It's going to start to go down because this is a very simple, easy to follow process, right, that anybody can do. It's rejection free, really, on social media. And when you start attracting your warm market through this strategy, it really starts to leverage this. So people can do this, guys. People can achieve this. But ultimately, what our goal is within 5 months to duplicate 3 by 3 by 3 by 3 all the way down to 5 months, you would be making $1,815 cumulative. And at this point, you'd be qualifying for the Drive Your Own Dream bonus, which means you'd be making $2,200 a month. And if you can teach people to make $2,200 a month within 6 months, that's $25,000 a year. Guess what? They'll be in. This is going to start to happen, guys. It's going to start to happen specifically using the strategy, specifically because of the Power of 3, specifically with all the tools and videos that this company is coming out with down in the pipeline in the next 60 to 90 days. All these things coming together are really going to create the next wave of momentum for Zango. And it's just a matter of who wants to take advantage of it. So just to wrap things up, because we're coming up on an hour here, I was trying to make it short as possible, but there was a lot of content. So I always like to end with this quote, because really life is limitless. Our product is limitless. It's called Limitless, but it also defines the opportunity. But really life is limitless. And how does that relate to training fleas? Well, fleas are amazing jumpers. They can jump 5 feet in the air. And that's the equivalent of a human being jumping 100 yards, the length of a football field. So as you could imagine, they're extraordinary jumpers. It's almost like a superhuman ability that they have, superpower that they have. But the thing is with fleas is if you put them in a jar and you cover the jar with the lid and you shake it up, they're going to start, and you place them on the table, they're going to try to jump out of that jar, and they're going to hit their head with such force and intensity on that lid that after a period of time, it's going to hurt them. They're going to be banging their head, bang, 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 and it's going to hurt them. And ultimately, they're going to start to become conditioned not to jump up because it's going to hurt their head. And so what you can then do is you can remove the lid, and the fleas, amazingly enough, the fleas will not jump out of that jar. They won't jump out of the jar to save their lives. And that's pretty impressive. That's pretty amazing, because if you think about it, us human beings, we're no different than that. We have become classically conditioned, or we've learned through our upbringing, through society, through our friends or family, or paradigms that have been embedded in us since we were young, that we have to go to school, get good grades, and get a job, and then our weekdays are going to belong to somebody else, and we're going to be living for the weekends, hump day and Friday, TGIF. We've learned that. It's things that we've learned, and we've learned to cap ourselves and limit our potential. And so I really love that analogy, because if we can just learn to train our brains to think that we can do it. We've just covered some very simple steps through social media that you can use to access the world through these mobile devices from the comfort of your home. And sure, it might take a lot of volume initially, and you might go through a lot of samples in order for you to learn the process, and as we are, but it's a numbers game, guys. You're not going to win them all. You're not going to lose them all. And 10% of the population are entrepreneurs, even though 75% of people want to be entrepreneurs. 75% of people want that lifestyle. They want that freedom, but they're not willing to do the things necessary to get it. Only 10% of the population are actually entrepreneurs, have that embedded in them. And we're just looking for those winners. So if you have that mentality that you're looking for people that are just like you, and that there's only a few amount of people out there, and you're looking for those, you'll find them. And you just have to be consistent with it. So with that said, I really appreciate your guys' time. I always tell people that time is the most precious commodity, because once we give it, or once it's gone, we can't get it back. So thank you so much for being on this webinar and this training. I hope you got some value out of it. I'm going to stop the recording now, and let's see if there's any Q&As. And if there is not, then we'll just we'll end. And if you guys have any questions, look me up on Facebook, send me a text message, whatever you guys want, and I'd be happy to help out anybody. That's how we roll here in Zango. Thank you guys. Have a great night. Let's see here. Okay, so Sandy has a question here. She says, when will you be able to send the video recording out? Well, as soon as I end here, I can upload it to Vimeo and I can send it out to you guys. We had a couple of technical difficulties, so we may be doing a couple more of these. And I wanted to get other team members that are coming on board using this strategy. New members, I wanted them to participate on this as well, so that you guys could hear firsthand testimonial from people that have been brought onto the business through this strategy. So we will we'll do some more of these, and we'll make them shorter. I really want them to be under 40 minutes. So as this recording will be available tomorrow. How about that? We'll post it on the My Own Entourage Facebook group page. If you're not on that, get on that. Find me on social media, on Facebook. You can search for me by going looking for Mondo Nacho, and you'll find me, and ask me. And you guys can get on our Facebook group page. On there we show a lot of good stuff. Let's see what else. I think that was the only question. A lot of good feedback. So thank you guys. Appreciate the comments, and we're in the right time at the right place. We really are. So with that said, guys, thanks a lot. Have a good night. Make it limitless.